Hello, this is Tasty Eats by Tess, and today we're going to be making a stuffed pork loin. So I'm just going to cut, it'll be 1/3 of the way down. So, well, 2/3 in this case. And we just slice through that bottom part here. I just find it easier to start at the bottom than going from the 1/3 up. Just slice that like that. And we'll check here, see how far we are. We need to go to about there. So we'll just continue on here, being careful that you're not cutting through to something here. Just turn that around at this point so we can see a little better. Keep slicing slowly but surely. You want to make a flat surface really. So we'll just turn this around now. And now we want to go and open this up. It'll be easier if I show you from this side. So you see it's still really thick there, thinner here. We want to get halfway through here. So we'll just go this way. This point. And just being careful that you're not cutting through it. Keep going all the way along. Don't worry about being too perfect with this. As long as you're not cutting through. Let's keep an eye on that. It's not that easy to do. You will be happy once you've made this. Now again, it doesn't have to be perfect. If you look at mine, it's by far perfect. But it will all work out. If you do happen to make a little hole like I've done here, don't worry, we'll make sure that's covered up. Perfect. All right. I'm going to chop up some celery here. Just put them into long pieces like this. It's only a half a stick of celery. We don't want this to be too chunky, the celery, because it just won't cook in there. And we'll go ahead and chop this up for you. I would say that would be about a medium dice. Just put that aside. And I have 4 scallions or green onions. Just top those ends off. As well as the other end. Sure there's no of these stringy things on the end. I just take those off. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead with that. This is one of my favorite dishes, actually. The stuffed pork has nice sweet cranberries in there as well. And the rest is basically like you're stuffing your turkey, the same spices. So let's go ahead and get started with this. We'll start with a 1/4 cup of butter or margarine here. You just cook this on about a medium. And we'll put our celery in first, leaving back the green onion. We'll add a teaspoon of sage, a teaspoon of savory. Seems like a lot, but really it is not. Can't have enough of those goodies in there. And this is just celery seed. You just want to put a tiny bit, so I'd say about 1/8 of a teaspoon really. And we'll let that go for a minute. I have about 1/3 of a cup of dried cranberries, and I'll just add some hot water to that. Let those set here for probably, I would say, give it about 10 minutes. The green onions are now going into our pot here of the butter and the spices. And we don't want to really cook this too much. Just give it about 20 seconds stirring here. And the celery is still quite firm. Right, that's perfect. Now that our butter mixture has cooled down and it's been sitting for about 5 to 10 minutes, we can just go ahead and we can beat our egg in there. It doesn't have to be perfect because it'll all get mixed in with the bread later. No need to add salt. You have salted butter here, but if no salt was in your butter, add salt to taste. So yes, you see here, it didn't scramble, so we're good. It was not that hot. So I'm just going to use, and I like using this fluffier white bread, just a regular, or in this case it's actually whole wheat. It's 4 slices. And we're just going to crumble that up. Little crumbly pieces, as if you're making stuffing for your turkey. Basically the same thing. And we'll just continue on with the 4 slices. It all goes in at once to our breadcrumbs. There we go. Nothing fancy here. Perfect. Give that a little bit of mix. Oh, it smells so good. I know it's uncooked, but it really brings you back to Thanksgiving or at Christmas time, anytime that you have a turkey, really. This is what I put in mine. That's exactly how I make it. On a larger scale, of course. Now let's go ahead and we'll put our cranberries in there. I'm just straining those out a bit here. You don't want all the liquid. And we'll go ahead and toss those in. Going to be colorful, that's for sure. And this is, you will love it. It's just an amazing Thanksgiving dressing, or with the sweetness of those cranberries in here, it goes great with your pork. You could also add apples. Why not? Anything sweet in here would go nice with the pork. Let's go ahead here now and we'll just place that stuffing on top of our pork here. I want to get all of that in. Just looks so gorgeous. How pretty does that look? Oh my gosh. Now I'm wondering which way I should roll this up. I'm thinking maybe go this way because we had that tiny tear that I was telling you about. So we'll go this way. Anything falls out as you're rolling, go ahead, stick it back in there. Just like that. Stick that back in. And we're going to have to tie that up because it will fall apart during your baking process. All right, let's see if I remember how to do this. We'll get under here. The first tie I want to make will be about here. This is not so important as the others as we go along. Got a nice little tie there. And then I hold it here. I go underneath again, bringing it down as I go, like that. Put that through here. This is just our other string that we had from before, and we just pull over this way and back, over and back. Just like that, and that'll just tighten it up. You'll see how skinny it is down here. And again, finger here, underneath, move her down. Again, we're doing the same thing, over to the right. As long as everything doesn't move here on us. Right, left, right, left. You can see it's swooshing out. I want that all to stay in there. And this may be our last one. Get under there. Here we go. We'll do the same. Over, back. See, it's coming out. We're going to have to push that in. And at this point, we're just going to go under one of the strings and through that hole that we were left with. And that's going to conclude. Now you'll see a lot of the stuffing came out. Let's push it back in, just like so. I'll turn it to the side so you can see. That's how it looks. We could transfer this over now to our baking dish and let this rest. And we'll let that sit for about an hour to come to room temperature. All right, so we'll just get this seasoned up. And I'm going to start with the salt. I like to put a bit on my hand to get it here. We'll do over the top. We did not do inside because we have that butter with the stuffing there. So we don't want to overdo it. And we'll just go all the way around. That was the salt. We'll go now with our garlic powder. And you can put as much or as little as you like. And we'll keep going. That's that. And now we have also like onion powder in mine. So we'll just get some of that on there as well. And a little more here. Ends. Perfect. And we'll put that back to fat side up. A little more space here to go around with our potatoes. And we'll go with a chop of 1/4 potato. So we'll just get a knife for that and we'll go ahead with the potatoes. We'll just quarter those up. Like so. And we'll just throw those in. Get some chunky black pepper in there and over the top. Perfect. I'll just add a tiny bit of oil over the top of this and over those potatoes. Give that a mix and also add some broth to that as well. Just turn it over just so they're evenly coated with that oil and the spices. There we go, a little more here. I think I'll also add a bit of pepper to that as well. There we go. And a bit of broth. It can be either chicken or beef broth. I only start out with a little bit of broth at the beginning, just so it doesn't stick. And after about a half an hour, I add probably about 2 cups to that. So great, we'll let that rest for a while. I will also add a tiny bit of French onion soup. It's the mix into here. I just like the flavor of that. You don't have to add this. And try not to get too much of that salty powder that's at the bottom. I'm probably only using about 1/5 of a package really. It's just to add a little extra flavor there. And I will add a little more broth. Not a lot. Really, it's probably not even a cup that I've added total. All right, so we'll just go ahead and put this in the oven now. This will be at 350 degrees, and that'll be approximately an hour and a half. The reason it doesn't need a lot of time is it's not one huge solid piece of meat. It's been rolled, so it's actually very thin. Great, so we'll go ahead and take this out and we'll cover that with foil. How good does that look? We'll let that rest for about 10 to 15. Just cover it up nice.